Welcome to my second Orion tutorial videos. Now in this, remember from the first video we were able to create our general arrangement in such a way that Orion can understand. Now we'll move over to the Orion environment now in order to import our general arrangement, which is a DXF file, into the Orion environment to begin our work. So as you can see, the Orion software is already opened. So first things first, we have to create a new project for that. So we can give it a name of our choice. Okay, let's say I always love to work with maybe a format and such will help to be able to locate my files while I work. So CC stands for my company name. Then maybe if it was a job for a client, I could put maybe the architectural firm after the CC, then maybe the month I worked on the job, then actually maybe the name of the client. It's such a way to organize my job so that I can easily get access to it when I want to. Thank you. So I could say CC, then I could say Orion, my Orion tutorials. Well, while creating a new project, Orion doesn't allow any spaces, so in order to maybe create my space I have to use underscore to do that. So my Orion tutorials, then I could say I can put the month if I want to, but it's not necessary here. I'll just say my Orion tutorial 1 and OK. Now the second dialog box comes up, setting center. Now it gives you a list of defaults to start with, but usually maybe if you've done some jobs over and over again, it's not really good to start with the default anymore. It's better to now come down here and click on your project tab. Then you see these are the list of previous jobs I've done. So I can easily pick on any one that has a setting, which I won't have to like set all the settings again, like the code and related parameters, analysis mode, material settings, view settings. So I won't have to do all that anymore because I already set it in my previous project. So I can just pick any of them and click on import and I move on. But for the case of our tutorials, we'll choose templates. Then depends on the part of the country I'm from. For us here in Nigeria, we use UK BS code, or sometimes for some projects we use the Euro code. So for the case of tutorial, we work with UK BS code and we click on imports. Now this side, I'm really setting it in here. Say OK there. Now under story information, story height. This is the height from your DPC, down to the topmost slab of your first floor, or from the topmost slab of your first floor to the topmost slab of your second floor. So let's assume it's a residential building we are working on. The default story height for most residential buildings here in Nigeria is 3150. So I'll use that. Then first story bottom level. The first story bottom level is the level from your natural ground level to the top of your ground slab. In other words, the distance from your natural ground level to maybe your DPC level, for those of us that can understand that. I don't know, but that is what we use down here. So in our case, maybe which can be gotten from maybe the architectural section. I think even the story height can also be gotten from the architectural section, and also this too. So let's assume 450. Maybe later on I would like make it clearer for those of us that want to be able to understand what I'm doing here. So with that, I would say OK. Now okay, good. So now we are in the Orion page now. So what we'll do now is to import the general arrangement we worked in AutoCAD and bring it into the Orion environment. So to do that, we go to File, Model, File, Import, External Reference Drawing. Okay. Now, from this dialog box, you click on Load. Then we now have to locate where we save the DXF file. So click on Open. DXF file import options. Units. What units did you draw in? Millimeters, centimeters, or meter? You specify that here. Text entity, display text entities as well. Yes. Say OK. Because I worked with millimeters, so I'm not going to change it. So I click on OK. Then import members. Axis import options. Yes, I want to import the axis I created. The axis grid in the Y direction is grid. The axis layer in the X direction. I think either X or Y, one of them. So my grid layer is in both directions is this, as was on the same layer, grid and grid layer and grid layer. Then read the axis label from text entities. You say yes in order for it to read the alphabet or the non-numbering you used for your grids. Yeah, it will be able to read it with this option. Then take it on, then column import section. Yes, import your columns. What layer did you use for your column? The name of the layer was column, so I won't change that. So with that, click on OK. It does a quick check. Maybe we don't really need this for now, so we just click on cancel here. Then we can say save and close. Now, okay, now notice something. It has actually been imported, but usually when working in large files, if the drawing is not situated at the lower left hand corner of the drawing and you try to work on a project, sometimes when it zooms to the default, it just zooms to this page. So if your drawing is far away from your local coordinate, maybe the 00 x and y 00 coordinates, your drawing takes it to a far away location, so you now have to like maybe start zooming to wherever the drawing may be. So it's always good to position your general arrangements closer to the 00 coordinate, the x and y coordinate in your DXF file. So for now, let's assume I made a mistake and drew it outside our box. So in order to move it into this space, but it doesn't really matter that much. But for me, I like working in such a way that my drawing is located within the box. So let's assume I made a mistake. Then we want to start afresh now. So we go back to our DXF file, the Orion tutorial DXF file. Then I can simply move it. So you see, this is where the origin, this is where our origin is. So you see, you can notice that our drawing is outside of it. So I can simply move it. Good. Now it's now in a good location, so I can save it again. So DXF. Save. Yes. Good. Let's see, it's still nothing. No. I'm not Orion. All this I can delete all this now. I don't need it. Delete. Axis and column. Okay. Okay, now I've cleared the drawing of everything. The ghost image of my drawing still remains, but it's going to clear up by the time we re-import it import our general arrangement again. So we go back to file, import, external reference drawing, load, Orion tutorials, open. Accept millimeters, display text as well. Okay, now you see it's now positioned inside our box. So I click on import members, import axis, grid layer X and Y, grid axis label, good. Import columns, good. Okay, cancel, then you can save and close. Now we have our starting point now in Orion. So this is where we conclude lesson 2. So stay tuned for lesson 3. Thank you.